Let me start by expressing my deep condolences to all the families, but also the people of Serbia, for the terrible events which took place last week in Belgrade and Mladenovac, the mass shootings. These tragic events are really something which moved not just the people in Serbia, in the region, but also here in the European Parliament. When we look back at 2022 and we look at the report, it was a very complex year. And it was a very complex year for Europe. It was a very complex year for Serbia as well. My report does welcome the adoption of measures on improving the electoral conditions ahead of the April 2022 elections. As a result also of the inter-party dialogue, which was co-facilitated by the European Parliament, and the overall conduct of elections, and especially, let me underline, the return of the opposition to the Serbian National Assembly. I think politically this was an important moment just in terms of last year, but also when we look back at the past few years. This is important for Serbia, Serbian democracy, and Serbian politics. And I do look forward to continuing now the conduct of the parliamentary dialogue process with the Serbian Parliament already in June this year, when we plan to meet in Belgrade. The report also notes certain improvements on Serbia's path into the European Union, but let me say, fundamental decisions are needed for fundamental progress. This is the basic message of the report. These concern the area of domestic reforms, particularly when it comes to rule of law, the strengthening of the judiciary, fight against organized crime and corruption, and strengthening of the independent media environment. It is also essential that the dialogue between Belgrade and Pristina not only continues, but also brings results. And here I should like to underline that we have to be engaged, but we also have to be engaged in an equidistant manner. And in this sense, I know there are some amendments which have come to this plenary. I do regret to say that some of these amendments, unfortunately, are not as equidistant as they should be. And it is the responsibility of both Belgrade and Pristina to make sure that the normalization of relations moves forward. What has been the biggest game changer, however, in terms of last year, is Russia's brutal attack against Ukraine. And the basic message of the report is that Serbia must align with the European Union, align its positions, but also align with the restrictive measures. Last year was a game changer for enlargement. We have 3 additional candidate countries, open up accession talks with 2 countries, and I hope Serbia and our partners in Serbia can seize the opportunity. It should be seen as an opportunity. There is a new momentum when it comes to enlargement, and we want Serbia to stand with us, to work with us, to align with us, and to move ahead on its European path. Let me say at the end, it has been an honor to serve as the standing rapporteur of this House on Serbia. This is my last report in this term.